The next video I have concerning harassment in business has to do with me returning a packet of shirts to Walmart. The shirts they sold me gave me a rash even after I washed these shirts several times, so I brought them back. As I explained this to the people there, the younger lady that you'll see sat there grinning like this is the best thing that could ever happen. And it's just so great when their clothes give customers rashes. It just doesn't get better than that. So I've seen this attitude time and time again at these large monopoly corporations like Walmart, Home Depot, Stop and Shop. When you go to voice a complaint about their product, they act like they're very irritated with you and they could not care less that their products are dangerous. None of them tell you that they're going to look into this. None of them thank you for bringing this to their attention. None of them refer you to their manager. They just act like they're very irritated that you're bringing these dangerous products back to them, and they just don't care that they have the same products on the shelf right now that could do this to other people. Because after all, that is the whole point of large monopoly corporations, to hurt and kill every other business so they could then hurt and kill you and your families.
These shirts gave me a rash, and so I washed them to see if there's some manufacturer or something like that.
You have a receipt?
No, I do not have a receipt. So I don't know if you want to put in a report. What is it, through the room or something?
Yeah, we don't have any way to even do that.
Can I help you?
Yeah, well, I don't want them. I don't want these. They give you a rash. You could keep them. You could talk to the manufacturer, but these are real bad. You know, I would complain to China where you get your product from. So I got a big rash, and then I washed it, and then I got the rash
Is it
again.
like a pack, or are they all individual?
No, there was a pack of them.
Okay, said that he wore these and they gave him a rash, but they're all very well worn and...
I washed them. They're not well worn. I washed them.
You don't have a receipt?
No, ma'am.
We're not allowed to take things back if they're washed.
Okay, you throw it out then?
We can throw it away
All right.
for you, yeah?
Yeah. So
Hey, can I go back on your MasterCard?
I'm gonna get a store credit for this though, or something?
Yes, that you
Okay.
can do, but clothing we can't return if
Okay,
it's been
but
washed.
are you interested in your clothing giving people rashes or no?
It may be just something sensitive on your skin. I've never heard of anybody else getting a
Okay.
rash with those.
All right. Yeah, you don't care.
So,
I will
no,
be-
no,
Yeah.
sir, I'm not saying that I don't care.
Okay.
I'm just saying I haven't heard, you actually
Well,
heard of anybody else.
you're grinning at it like it's a big happy thing, getting a rash from the clothes that you sell. You have a big grin on your face.
I smile at everyone.
Okay,
So.
yeah, you're grinning at someone getting hurt by your product and not doing anything about it. So.
Can I see your ID, sir?
Yeah.
If you don't have your receipt.
There you go. You're welcome. Thank you.
Fine. Good. Okay. Get the wrong thing?
He bought the wrong. He was him. Yeah.
Okay. Get the wrong thing?
It's the wrong thing. Okay. It's the wrong thing.
Thing?
He bought the wrong. He was him. Yeah.
She's due for another one.
She might even get two today just to speak. He even bought it for me. It's nice enough, right?
Here's your ID.
Oh, thanks a lot.
There's a big orange wall. No worries.
He's happy with that, trust me.
All right, this next clip as an example of harassment in business has to do with a truck that I bought. It was 2014. I was living in Waterbury, Connecticut, and I was having a hard time finding work. So I decided to get a truck. I had to borrow some money from a family member who helped me buy the truck, and I was going door to door with a landscape flyer advertising that I could do landscape work and install patios, walls, that sort of thing. So to be real brief about this, I eventually found a customer that wanted to put in a retaining wall. He wanted to cut into a hillside a little bit, put in a retaining wall so his yard will be bigger. So I drew him a little landscape design. So when I went back over to his house after our initial meeting, he said that the alarm kept on going off on his property when he was at work. So in his mind, that did not look too good, that I show up one weekend, we talk about doing work there, and then the alarm starts going off at his property. And I said, I'm sorry to hear that. I've been working on your proposal here and your landscape design, and I gave him what I drew. So the guy seemed impressed with the drawing and the proposal, and he agreed to do the work. And about 2 or 3 days later, my truck is hit and totaled. I was at a red light at an intersection. The light turned green, everybody started to go, and some guy going at a very high speed tried to make a left in front of us and cut us all off. And he just plowed right into the front of my truck. So I called the cops and found out where it was towed. So I went over there with my camera to take a look at the vehicle. And when I pulled up there, the gate was wide open. They had a gate on wheels that opens up, and it was wide open. And there was like 10 or 20 cars back there, all wrecked. And there were 2 dogs in a cage. They looked like they were black German Shepherd mixes. So I'm taking some video of the truck, and a guy walks down with a shaved head and glasses, and he begins to kind of bother me a little bit about having the nerve to walk into this open parking lot for wrecked cars and take some video of my personal truck.
Just want to tell you. And you can take all your stuff out because the insurance company called. Yeah. You got a car or anything? A car or something? You want to, back up, pull your shit in? You got a lot of shit you want to take out? No. Where's the other guy's vehicle that was towed in here? No idea, man. Your boss really said that? You don't let the dogs out on me if I take a picture of the dog? You walked into private property, dude. You didn't go see no one in the office. Don't go like that, dude. For what? You let the dogs out on me? Look at the hell of a lawsuit that way, brother. It's a hell of a lawsuit. You just walked on private property, dude. I'm walking here taking pictures of the cars that you towed. I'll talk to the boss. Let's go. I'll be up there when I feel like it. When you feel like it? That's right. Let's see how the dogs feel now.
So he ends up opening the dog kennel and then slamming the gate shut real quick. So the dogs ran out, and one started to try to bite at my ankles while the other one was not aggressive. And I stayed calm, and I walked over to the fence, and I demanded that he open the fence. He's sitting there kind of holding the latch down on it. And so I guess I lucked out a little bit. If I panicked, maybe the dogs would have gone even crazier on me. But one was trying to bite at me, and it grabbed like my pants leg and sock and began to pull at it. And I kept on repeating, open the fence, open the fence. I wish I left the camera running. Out of instinct, I just closed the viewer. I snapped the camera shut, and it turned off the video. So if anything like this ever happens to anybody else, try to leave the camera running in case you will need it for a lawsuit or something. But this was when I first started taking a lot of video. I just recently got the camera, but I could have handled that a little bit better and just walked up to the office or left. However, by leaving the fence open, it seemed to be like an invitation for people to walk in there. So it's my opinion he was looking to provoke that response from me so that he could let the dogs out. So don't walk into a situation like that like I did. Being an amateur at this back in 2014, I have learned a lot since then. These people will hurt and kill you. So be very careful when dealing with them. Okay, this next clip features a porcupine that may have rabies. It was acting real strangely. It was shaking and it was walking real close. I parked the car and I seen it. and I expected it to take off running like animals usually do, but instead it just wandered around in circles, kind of oblivious that I was there. So it was so unaffected by my presence that I thought for a minute that it may be tame, that it was someone's pet or something. And as stupid as it is, I kind of walked up close to it and I started videotaping it. And when I got a good look at its face, I noticed that it was like shaking and it was behaving strangely in that it was trying to climb like a tree, but it couldn't figure out how to do it. Hey, you deaf? Hey, buddy. Hey, you got rabies or something? Hey, you alright? He's acting weird. So if you ever see a wild animal like a porcupine, or a raccoon, or even a dog or a cat behaving strangely, I would stay away from it and teach your kids not to go up to animals that they do not know and start petting them. And I've watched this time and time again. They have agents with dogs on leashes that basically walk their dog and let the dog run toward your kids on a leash. And it's a real friendly dog, and they encourage your kids to pet the dog. And what this does is it teaches kids that every dog they may see should be petted, because this happened again and again and again. But what happens is, sooner or later, the kid may get bit by just running over to someone's dog that they don't know and thinking that they can pet it, and the dog ends up attacking them. So teach your kids that not all animals are friendly. They shouldn't pet strays. They shouldn't approach any animal that's behaving strangely. And always ask the owner's permission. Is your dog friendly? Could I pet your dog? If they really want to do that, they should ask first.